I want you all to try this out for size. I've been with in real estate since 1984. I was with RE/MAX in the 80s. I bought a Realty Executives franchise in the early 90s. I ran that. I had a couple hundred agents. I sold that in 1994 and I went to a small company called Keller Williams. My wife and I were 2 of the first 10 agents in Dallas, Texas for KW. All right? Then in 1999, while we were selling, they wanted us to be managers. So we became managers and we ran Keller Williams offices. And I started opening up Keller Williams offices across the nation. I owned the Northern California region. I was just talking to Ralph over there. I owned 6 Keller Williams franchises. Now this is a true story, and I got to tell you because it might hit home with a lot of us that have been around the business a long time. I was retired. I owned 6 offices. And I owned a region. And I had a lot of money coming in from those companies, right? Does anybody have just enough money that they could maybe retire? I mean, just passively coming in, right? I did. And 2 of my agents from my old office that I had retired at in Austin, Texas said, Gene, could you check out this new company? Now again, being retired, I was kind of bored. Sure. The owner comes in, his name is Glenn Sanford. I met with him for a couple days. It intrigued me. Had 350 agents. This is 2.5 years ago. The last office I ran for KW had 641 agents in it in one location. And I would go in as the manager every day and nobody was there for the last 2 years. I mean, literally it was like a ghost town. So I knew the days of bricks and mortar were gone. So I met Glenn. He says, we have a 3D dimensional world. We go in his avatars. It intrigued me. I knew that bricks and mortar were gone. I researched the company for 5 months. Now guys, try this out for size. Anybody that's been married over 20 years, me and my wife have been married 22 years. I come in March of 2015. I said, honey, guess what? She goes, what? And I said, if you knew Netflix existed, would you own a Blockbuster? She goes, no. I said, we own 6 Blockbusters. She goes, what do you mean? I said, I just found Netflix. She goes, you're kidding. I said, so I found it. It's a small little company called eXp Realty. It's got about 400 agents. And I think they're the future of real estate. She goes, you're kidding. Tell me about it. Okay, here's the biggie, revenue share. We're this one over here. Here's what revenue share is. How much does an agent pay in? I mentioned it earlier. How much is it? 16. That's the most you can pay in every year. That's the most. That's the cap. In other words, once you pay in the $16,000, you go to 100% the rest of that year. Then when you come back to your anniversary year, you'll start paying a cap again, right? So the most an agent can pay in is $16,000. Here's what I want to share with you. We're growing this company through agents, not owners. So in other words, if I was selling it in my old days, when I was with Realty Executives or Keller Williams, I would have said, I've got a franchise to sell you. I sold franchises for a living. I was looking for Mitch. I'm really not looking for Mitch anymore. I'm looking for agents. Because agents are going to attract what? Other agents. And that's how we're growing this company so fast. So, Lisa, let me give an example. Let's say I sponsor you, okay, and you join the company, and you cap. The most money I will make on you in a year, by the way, like a referral fee, I call it a referral fee, of the $16,000, we're going to give $2,800 to me as a thank you. $2,800, $2,800. It's paid out monthly as you close property, right? So I just like to give the total number, the most you could make on a capper, right? I don't do percentages. We got the percentages over here, but I like to do numbers because people go, you mean I can get $2,800 every year you cap? Yes. The first year, the second year, the third year, you're a capper. Once you go over 2.6 million with us, really it'd be about 3 million in this market because you're at 2.5%, right? Okay? Everybody that does over 3 million, they're a capper. Now, Lisa, I sponsor you, right? You sponsor Carol, right? Over here. You bring in Carol. I get $2,800 from you, and guess how much I get from Carol when she caps? More. Lisa screamed more. This is when Glenn Sanford became a genius to me. Literally when he showed me this, I went, why are you paying more on the second level than the first? He goes, Gene, I want it to be the very, very best referral program ever invented in the business. I want agents to refer agents. And he said something that didn't sink in, and I tell David this all the time. It didn't sink into me in the beginning. He goes, I want to organically grow through agents. He was correct. Agents share things better than owners ever did. They really do. In other words, if we're the first real estate company nationally to grow through agents, not franchise sales. Okay? So I sponsor you. Lisa, I don't even know Carol. But Carol's sister is an agent in Illinois for Century 21 in Chicago. She joins. Right? So now you're getting $3,200 from what? Carol's sister if she caps. And I'm getting $2,000. Is this not cool? Are you kind of getting it? It goes 7 levels. Let me give you an example. How can you create $3,000 a month in residuals? On the first level, you get 6 cappers. Now, you don't have to have cappers. I always say this in my presentation. Because a lot of people go, well, do they have to cap? I go, no. I'm just giving you the most you'll ever make. So if you get 6 cappers on the first level times 2,800 is 16,800. The reason I use 6 is why? That pays for your cap. If you did nothing but get 6 people, 3 this year and 3 next year, you're 16,800 every year. In other words, go get 6 and you make more money here. Those 6 will bring 6. You know why? It's life. You can't stop it. Just so you know, that's the minimum. I've been doing this forever. Actually, the 6 will bring more than that, but I'm very conservative. If they bring 6 cappers times 32, that's 36,000 a year, 3,000 a month. Can somebody do this with a calculator? How much money can you make in a savings account? What's the interest rate in Florida in a savings account? 1%? It's 1%. I looked it up before I came. So take 36,000 divided by 0.01. Does anybody know what it is? It's 3.6 million. It's 3.6 million. You've got a choice as an agent. You can either save 3.6 million or go refer 6 agents. It's your choice. It's okay with me. You know, I tell agents all the time, they go, well, but I don't know how to refer. I don't know how to attract people. I said, I got news for you. This is August, let's say September next month. Is it easier next month to get 2 listings, get 2 buyers under contract, or text 2 agents? What's going to be the easiest activity? Text 2 agents. It's not hard. You just got to scrape about 2 minutes out. So what I'm going to say is every other real estate company I've ever been at, all they've talked about is making more money in sales. Now we're talking about getting residuals. Why not? It's just another bucket. It's not just a bucket, it's a big bucket. $3,000 a month. Does that change somebody's life? Raise your hand if $3,000 a month would change your life. Come on. Let me read you a text. Philip Baird sent me this yesterday. He got, by the way, I'm going to be real with you. Philip does about $2.5 million a year. He has 2 part-time jobs. He's got a 14-year-old kid trying to put him through. He's doing Uber. He's doing Uber and 1 other part-time job, selling real estate. I don't know if this sounds familiar to any of you guys, but he kind of struggles. He texted me, Gene, just paid my mortgage and my car payment with my rev share. You've changed my life. He got a check for $2,000. That's why I did this. It's exciting to me. Philip Baird, my buddy. Guys, you don't have to do it at a big level. If you just do this, by the way, are there more than 2 levels? There's 7. I just do this because I'm very, very conservative. Plus, you'd have 1,050 in shares, right? Hey, let's do this one. 10 who get 10. This is how I got my daughter, Nicole. I said, honey, why don't we do a 3-year plan? You guys have a 3-year plan? Are you guys going to plan in lead generation? Say yes. Yes. You've got plans and lead generation. Now we got a plan for passive income. I'm going to go get 3 people a year the next 3 years. Basically, I'm going to get 10 people. I said, can you do that? She goes, yes, I can. I said, I want you to go get 10 cappers in 3 years, and I want you to teach those 10 cappers to do what? Go get their 10. I said, that's all I want you to do. While you're selling real estate, while you're giving birth to the 5th grandchild, while you're doing everything. By the way, she's into it, right? Guess what? She goes, you're kidding. I said, if those 10 get 10, that's only $348,000 a year. She looks at me, this true story, 2 years ago. She goes, well, they all won't be cappers. And I said, so let's make them all half cappers. She goes, well, that's $175,000 a year, $15,000 a month. She looks at me just like Wolf on Wall Street. She goes, I quit my job, I come work for you. Do you guys remember that scene in Wolf on Wall Street? I quit my job, I come work for you. She literally said that to me. She was running for 12 years a national company in tanning salons. She quit her job. She's making about $4,000 to $5,000 a month right now in rev share. She's pregnant, about ready to give birth. What a gift. By the way, a year and a half ago, she took $20,000 from her 401k and bought stock at about 60 cents a share. Have we changed her life? Guys, this is real. You're in on the beginning. We're in the garage. We're in Michael Dell's garage.
Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.